Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. This is Fading Sunlight ASMR. Goes right. That's another thing about anxiety is always worrying about what if it goes wrong, what if it goes right. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Affirmation Friday. Today we're talking about social anxiety and control. So, I have social anxiety as well, and I realized what made me anxious was not being able to control situations, not knowing how things were going to go. Like, I needed to know exactly what, if I was going somewhere, I needed to know exactly where it was going to be, where the entrances and the exits were, how I was going to enter, how I was going to exit, who I was going to talk to, and just have a whole layout so that I could avoid things that made me anxious. And it really took the fun out of being out. I always felt like people were out to get me or humiliate me, and I just needed to control every situation so that I could avoid those types of instances. And I don't know if it's the same for any of you. That's been my experience. That's why I don't really like small talk. It's just not fun. Like, let's talk about something exciting. But, talk about the weather and all these things, and it's just, I don't know, it just makes me anxious because I don't know what to say, or just, yeah, people are just looking at you. I feel like every time I walk into a room or somewhere, I just feel like people are always watching what I'm doing, which they're not. People really don't care. That's what I've learned. People really just don't care. But I'm going to read 3 verses on anxiety from the Bible. This is the New Testament, Psalms and Proverbs book. I realized the less that I tried to control, another thing I had anxiety about was the future. Figuring out like my career, and when I was in college, like different classes I was gonna take, just trying to figure out where I was gonna be in the future, see what I could fix and control in the present so that my future self is happy and relaxed and not stressed about something. And it was bad. I was just so anxious about everything. And the reality is, in life, you can't control everything. There's a lot you can't control, and that's just how it is. And once I, allowed God to take control of those matters that I couldn't handle, I realized that my anxiety went down so much. Like, when it came to talking with people, and I would usually be anxious in social situations, I would just remember, like, I can't control the situation. I can't control what other people say or do, but I can focus on trying to enjoy the environment and know that God doesn't want me to be anxious, like, But I'm gonna read a few verses, and I hope that this helps you. The first one is Matthew 6, verse 31 and 33. Okay, chapter 6, verse 31. Therefore, do not be anxious, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or what shall we wear? And 33. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. I'm gonna read 34 as well. Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. my gosh, what am I gonna wear tomorrow? What am I gonna wear tomorrow? And trying to figure it out. And instead of being anxious of that and allowing tomorrow to be tomorrow's worries and today to be today's worries and just not being anxious, I think the other verse was talking about how like God takes care of all the animals and like the birds get food, and why wouldn't He take care of us and make sure we have food and clothing? That we need to give that anxiety to Him, those worries to Him, to assist us. But yeah, you just continuously stressing about what am I gonna do about this? What am I gonna do about this? Let that occur. You can't control that situation. And even if you can't control it until you enter that situation. You don't know what's gonna happen if you go to the mall. You don't know who's gonna be there. Instead of worrying about it, what if it goes right? That's another thing about anxiety, is always worrying about what if it goes wrong? What if it goes right? What if people don't humiliate you? What if you have a good conversation? What if no one talks to you? That would be perfect, right? The second verse is, I think it's Philemon, chapter 4, verse 6 and 7. Okay, actually, it was Philippians, not Philemon. Chapter 4, verse 6 and 7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Exactly. When you're anxious, you don't have peace. You're not at peace at all. You're not. And when you give that anxiety to God, when you allow Him to just do that background work and work out, whatever you're anxious about, your job, your friends, your relationship, career, anything, school, you allow Him to give you that peace so that you're less worried about the anxiety and more focused on just putting in effort in what you're doing and let Him handle the rest. And just, yeah, very important. Very important. Okay. And the last verse is Psalm 46, verse 1, which is, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Very true. So, why anxiety? Of course, you're going to get anxious, you're going to feel fearful, scared, unsure, a lot of uncertainty, but you don't need to feel unsure because God is a very present help. God is a very present help in trouble, refuge and strength. So when that anxiety creeps up, when that social anxiety creeps up, you know that God is present and He is there to assist you anyways and always. So that's what also helps me in my anxiety, and especially my social anxiety. It's all a control factor of needing to have things a certain way, to fix things a certain way, have absolute certainty of things, and not knowing. It's okay to not know because we just don't have the capacity to know everything anyways. So that's just how it is. And when you're around people who make you anxious, scared to talk to people like I am, just remember what you're there for. You're not there to control a situation or a narrative. You're just there to enjoy and do that to the best of your ability. Like I said in my other social anxiety affirmation, you have a right to be where you are and to enjoy those spaces. You really do. Okay? So I hope this was helpful and inspirational. Have a good weekend and have a good night if it's still nighttime. Have a good day if it's still daytime. Bye.